now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? I live in the shadows, I work in the shade. I cape in a mask, a lonely keeper's crusade. Can you tell me I'm not insane? Sometimes I get this feeling about the law I'm dealing. Am I letting my reason wane? Have I been forsaken on this path I've taken? Check my head, I guess the joke's on me. Whoa, I'm not laughing at the irony. Oh no. So riddle me this now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? So riddle me this now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? Wherever you're going, whatever you do, I'm out in the dark, keeping watch over you. So poison the ivy with your crocodile tears. We're climbing the vines to the heart of your fears. Can you tell me, has something changed? The rewards are zero, cause I ain't no hero. Do you know it when you go strange? Is your taunting true? Am I as crazy as you? Check my head, I guess the joke's on me. Whoa, I'm not laughing at the irony. Oh no. Look to the sky at night. I scan the highest heights. Look to the sky at night. I scan the highest heights. So riddle me this now and riddle me that. Does anyone really know the mind of the bat? So
Hello.
riddle me this now and riddle me that.
That girl.
Does anyone really know the mind of the bat?
Going on? I definitely need to shave this weekend. What's going on, guys? The goatee is still fairly shaped, but I'm getting furry up here. And it's my birthday Monday, so I'm going out Monday afternoon. I wouldn't call it night because it's going to be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I'm going out like Monday afternoon. I need to shave so that it's somewhat presentable for Monday. What's going on, guys? It's been a year and a half since I've dropped by. How's it going? What's everybody been doing in my my time away? Starting in a little bit early to give people time to show up and just hang out and chat before we get into it. Because like I said, I haven't seen most of you guys in like a year and a half, so hang out, chat, catch up a little bit before we jump straight into it. Because boys, there's going to be a lot to talk about today. You guys have seen me go on some angry rants in the past, especially those who showed up in my streams from time to time. Ooh, there's gonna be some angry rants tonight. What do you think of the 10 years played rewards? I mean, fine. It's fine. It's no Nostalgia Quest. So anybody who saw my original Nostalgia Quest coverage 2 years ago, that was the whole videos. Those are the videos that kickstarted this channel. Is I made those videos and saw that, oh, there was a niche for informational content. That there's people out there just covering, oh, hey, here's this thing, and there's this class, and it's kind of cool, and here's how you get it. But I realized there was a niche for actual informational content, informative content. And I was like, okay, I mean, I can do this. This is fine. But when I originally did my Nostalgia Quest coverage, one of my big points I had in there was I hoped they would expand on Nostalgia Quest. Nostalgia Quest, they went through all the effort, mostly Elena, went through all the effort of making this zone, creating this zone, and building out this whole zone to use for the purposes of Quest. And you needed the birthday candle to get into that zone. The cupcake. And so what I was really hoping would end up happening is that in the future, for future birthday events, they would just add on to Nostalgia Quest and say, okay, once you have the 8th birthday cupcake or candle, you can get into the Nostalgia Quest zone. But certain vendors will be locked behind the 9th birthday candle. And some quests and some things will be locked behind the 10th birthday candle. And that's what I hoped they would do, was keep expanding on Nostalgia Quest and use it as the hub for the new birthday releases. And that as a new batch of people, as a new year passes and a new batch of people gain access to Nostalgia Quest, they get access to the zone as a whole, but there is still little bits and pieces that are locked off behind the next year, behind the next group's candle. And so there's always going to be the elite group, the old guys, the people like me, who have access to the current bleeding edge stuff, that year's content. But people from previous years can still come in, can still see, and still be a part of the New Year's celebrations. And they didn't do that, and they missed such a glorious opportunity to do that. And it just bums me out that the 9th year rewards were awful. We can all together collectively agree that the 9 years played reward was awful. The Shadowfall Fortress is it's a decent house. This is a decent house. It has a bank, it has an armor customization station, it has a hair customizer, it has a shop in it, that being able to basically just like live at my house. Like, 9 years was awful. Giving us just a house. This is a good house. I like this house. But like, I was totally happy with my Pizza Hut. You guys saw me use my Pizza Hut. The Pizza Hut is 1 room. It's a 1-room house, and I was totally happy with my Pizza Hut. Completely happy with my Pizza Hut. Like, I didn't need a new house. I was happy with my Pizza Hut, man. But they gave us this new house, and it's like, okay, cool. So you gave us a house for the previous year's reward, and you gave us one for the 9-year reward, and the 9-year reward house is obviously better, but still, I don't care about my house. I'm happy to have my little Pizza Hut. But whatever. Didn't I quit? Yes. And this is not a back for good. This is not a, hey guys, look, I'm back to playing AQW again. Woo! This is literally like a, hey, I'm here to celebrate the birthday, and then I'll disappear again for 6 months. So, live it up while you can. Yeah. They still didn't fix Elemental Warrior? What do you mean by fix? I know I brought up a few points in my video, but you have to remember, I haven't been around for a year and a half, so I don't even remember what I said 2 years ago. Okay, let's jump in. The overlay's still all here. I know through Twitch, you guys can do song request through Pretzel, the service I'm using for music. I don't think that works on YouTube, though, because the song requests work through bits. It uses bit donations. I'm partnered on Twitch. I'm not partnered on YouTube. And yeah, I'm not partnered on YouTube now. You know, in that whole wave last year where they were like, hey, a whole bunch of channels are getting their partnership stripped away. Why am I level 70? Because I literally haven't played in a year and a half. I played some this week, got to level 70 just so I could get the next tier of awe enhancements, so that I have access to the level 70 tier of awe enhancements, because I'm not a member anymore. So my awe enhancements were limited to level 30 awe enhancements. It's like, okay, fine. I'll spend the 3 hours or whatever to get to level 70 so I can have the non-member awe enhancements. But like that's straight, like that was all I did. It was like, okay, I'll spend a few hours to get to level 70, throw on my Cape of Awe, throw on a XP boost, get to level 70, and then move on with my diet. And then, like, stop caring. Because I don't need to be level 85. What do I gain from being level 85? What changes from being level 70, 85? I do 15% more damage? Like, nothing changes. Well, a few things change. For my purposes, as a numbers nerd, a few things change at level 85. Arch Paladin can loop its damage reduction permanently, so you can loop your 85% damage reduction permanently. Scarlet Sorceress can loop its haste buff permanently, because now you can live at haste cap as Scarlet. What else changed? There was a few other things that changed. There were a few classes that suddenly got changed. Are we saying this is a conspiracy? That Artix Entertainment is bringing back the closest thing that AQW has to a celebrity? I'll say that I'm an AQW celebrity. The closest thing that we have to a celebrity is a publicity stunt for the 10th birthday? Sure, I'll take that. It's not true, but I mean, we can spin that web. We can spin that story. I'm okay with it. I also don't have my headphones on at the moment, so if you guys hate whatever song is being played, let me know. If you guys hate whatever song is being played, let me know. And I can change or skip it. Cause like I'm dressed up for the party. I'm dressed up for the birthday party. I wanna look presentable. Look presentable. Oh yeah, server rewrite's still not out. It's never honestly, it's never coming. They have decided to prioritize mobile. They have decided to prioritize making the mobile version and releasing the launcher. The launcher coming out is good. The launcher coming out is good. I'm happy to see the launcher come out because that basically instantly killed most of the bots. From what I understand, from what I've seen, there are a few bots that still work, but 90% of the bots just died overnight when the launcher came out, which is good. But they're not gone. They're not gone forever. Bots will eventually return. They will find a way around the launcher. But for now, it's a good thing to see that the launcher basically just murdered the bots overnight. But they've decided to prioritize porting the game to mobile instead of releasing the server rewrite, which has its positives and negatives. We know where I stand on the subject, but it's their property. It's their game. They get to do with it what they want. Let me see. What other classes had actual notable changes at level 85? That was the subject we were actually talking about. I don't think LDK changed at level 85. Chrono Assassin, I think Chrono Assassin actually changed at level 85. Chrono Assassin, I think, actually changed at level 85 because I think Chrono Assassin you could hit haste cap without going full thief. That you could hit haste cap without going full thief, allowing you to sprinkle in a few pieces of luck gear in there, increasing your overall DPS without allowing you to hit haste cap earlier. So I think that was nice. It allowed you to put a luck piece on your cape, if you so desired. I'll hop out of the bank. I'm doing a thing. I'm trying to remember. See, I'm trying to see how much knowledge have I retained in the last year and a half. Dragon Lord gets better. Dragon Lord actually gets significantly better at level 85. Does Abyssal Angel change at all? I do not own Abyssal Angel. I do not know. Abyssal Angel is one of those things that has been a thorn in my side. Abyssal Angel and Ultra Omni Knight are the two classes that are just out of reach that I can never get. Like here in my bank, we can see where we can see. So literally, so you know how they released where is it? Yeah. Do you know how when they released Arch Paladin, they removed Ultra Omni Knight from the game? You cannot remove Ultra Omni Knight from the game. You can't get Ultra Omni Knight when they released Arch Paladin. Well, I knew that they were going to be releasing it, because that's what they do. When one birthday class comes in, they remove the old one. And so I was actively farming for Ultra Omni Knight, and then it got removed from the game. I was actively farming for Ultra Omni Knight. I have 76 tokens that are absolutely useless, that do nothing. So those are the two classes that sit just out of reach that I can literally never obtain that taunt me. Well, Dragon Lord changes at level 85. You hit haste cap now. You hit haste cap and you increase your hit chance to... I mean, Dragon Lord's hit chance at level 65 was already like 120%. Like, it was already like 120%, but, I mean, the weird thing about hit chance and evasion are the same stat. That 100% hit chance does not mean that you are guaranteed to hit. 100% hit chance means that you, 100% hit chance means that you have 100% if they have no, evasion. If the opponent has 5% evasion and you have 100% hit chance, you now functionally have 95% hit chance. But they're two sides of the same coin, the same stat. So, if you end up having 130% hit chance, which Dragon Lord gets, then you're probably going to actually have 100% hit chance at that point, which is nice. Dragon Lord dies too fast. Oh, Dragon Lord is still awful, but keep in mind, until Troll Spellsmith came out, Dragon Lord was the best farming class in the game until Troll Spellsmith existed. Just keep that in mind. Remember that for old guys like me, who played the game in 2008, that Dragon Lord was the best we got. So, for me, oh hey, Dragon Lord got an inadvertent buff, is one of those things that was like, that matters to me because I care about classes that are 10 years old. Dragon Lord's not 10 years old, it's 9 years old. It's an upgrade class. They came out later. But how many Legion tokens do I have? Let's actually look. Because they're coming out with the they have the new the pet coming out. I only have 180 Legion tokens. What's the best way to get Legion tokens nowadays, guys? Because I do not have a pet anymore. I sold my pet. Right? Let's double check. Yeah, I don't have a pet anymore. We can work on that. We can work on getting me some Legion tokens so I can get this free pet tonight. That's something we can work on in the meantime. So, what are we going to have to do tonight? Tonight we're going to have a party. Not a party. We're having a party, but Slash Party, the room, is releasing a few new things. I need to get some Legion tokens. We need to get Sepulture's Helm. I'm pretty sure I completed all the prerequisites to get Sepulture's Helm. I completed Throne of Darkness as much as I can. I had to go back and finish the latter half of the Daemon quest. There was like 3 quests that I didn't do. I can't do the second half of the Death Knight zone because it's member only and I literally can't. I'm not a member and I'm not willing to spend money on this game. I did Undead AE Zombies, AQW Zombies, and Undead Sepulture. I did that zone. I have 1 million gold. Text from the girlfriend. Isn't Shogun Paragon the pet you need to farm Legion tokens, which you have in your bank? I don't think I have a Paragon pet. Do I have a Paragon pet? No? Oh, I do. I have a Paragon pet. I legit thought I sold this guy. I thought I sold you. I forgot. I haven't played in a year and a half. Give me some slack. I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't actually need Legion tokens. I don't care then. Okay, cool. I don't actually need Legion tokens. You can go back in my bank and never be looked at again. Goodbye, Paragon. I'll miss you. Cool. If you guys want to hang out, I'm on Yorumi. House code, room code is down here. Oh, one big thing as a content creator that I love about the launcher, you can now capture the game window. Before, technically OBS and XSplit allow you to capture a browser window, but they don't interact super well with Flash. That they didn't like capturing Flash all that much. That OBS interacting with capturing Flash off of a browser capture source caused some problems. So now through the launcher, I can game capture source the launcher window, and it makes recording so much easier. It is so much nicer to the computer. The computer that you are recording from, it is so much nicer too, so much lighter weight. As somebody who does this stuff and did this stuff, that makes life so much easier. Instead of having to what I had to do before was I capped the whole screen. I just captured my entire monitor and cropped into the section I wanted to actually display. So it is infinitely better now. Any thoughts on the new Pokemon game? It is not a traditional Pokemon game. It is not a mainline RPG, and it is coming to the Switch only, which is not a console that I have, so I powerfully do not care. I am incredibly meh. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't mean anything. Will there be any Dargon today? Probably. I'm gonna have to test out the new class, or at least level it up. It's not a new class, it's a reskin of the old Naval Commander class, but of the old Legendary Naval Commander. I'll compare them. I'll show them off, and I'll compare them. But we'll have to do a breakdown comparison between the two. Naval Commanders. So we will probably be dragon punching. The Pizza Hutch is gone, though. Unfortunately. The Pizza Hutch is gone. I still have it. Like, I can edit the house. I can change back to the Pizza Hutch. But for practicality reasons... I am using the Shadowfall Fortress, because it has a built-in bank and armor station and hair stations. And I am drinking tea, as is tradition. It's a nice breakfast tea, a little bit of honey, and some milk. Nothing too strong. Daniel's back. It's a special occasion. So, while we wait for the server to reset, what do you guys want to know? What do you guys want to know? Because I've been gone for a while. What song is this? I don't recognize the title. It's pretty groovy. It's a party. I've got to dress up for the party. I actually have a coat. I have like a suit jacket. It's too hot in this room. It is the middle of October. I do still live in Texas though, and it is 70-something degrees today. So I'm not really going to put on 3 layers of clothes inside my house. I do have a suit jacket though. It's over there. It's too hot, so I'm not wearing it right now. What have I been doing? I have been working. Some actual jobs, like 9-to-5 jobs. I've been bartending for a while. I've been doing other stuff, largely Magic the Gathering related. Less content creation, some content creation, but a lot of sort of community building that I run a pretty large group for Magic the Gathering, and I've been doing that and having fun doing that for a while. I recently launched a new podcast for Magic the Gathering. This next week, I know me and my co-host are going to be backlogging a handful of episodes. So we launched episode 1. Oh, you gone, Jade? Bye. Miss you. We launched episode 1, got some feedback on that. We're like, okay, we need to change some things. And so we took a gap and are going to backlog some episodes, record some episodes in advance, and put those out over a little bit of time. And so I've been working on that and some other projects related to that whole thing. I actually don't have a job at the moment. Long story short, at my bartending, as my job as a bartender was fairly short-lived. I mean, I was there for like 6 months, but fairly short-lived because the GM of my building sucked. Just awful. So my boss, the bar manager, rage quit one day, meaning that the GM then took direct control over the bar, meaning me, and made our lives hell. And after about a month of doing that, I decided, no, $11 an hour is not worth this. I woke up every day hating life and myself and everything about it, and decided that $11 an hour was not worth that. I can hate myself for free at home. I don't need to hate myself at work too. I want to hate other people at work. I'm a bartender. My job is to hate others, not help me. How to save AQW? It's too late. I would love to have an answer for you, but it's saving AQW is a process that needed to start 3 years ago. Unfortunately, the player base has already given up. You can only change people's minds so much. That once you have gone down a road, once you've committed to actions, trying to change people's minds, trying to reverse that, trying to show people that you've changed, that you're different, trying to convince people and win people back, is a hard-fought and long-fought process. And I think at this point we are just too far gone. And it's unfortunate. It really is. I think that AQ3D could still be saved. I'm not convinced that they will. Having spoken with some staff, I'm not convinced that they will save AQ3D. I think AQ3D could still be saved. I think it's too late for AQW. I think it's a process that they needed to start 3 years ago. And instead, they decided that they were going to put the server rewrite on the back burner indefinitely. So, I unfortunately think that it can't be saved. As much as I would like to say, no, it pretty much is. They were charging microtransactions when it was in closed beta. The only people who could get into the closed beta were people who had already spent money on other games. So you charged people for microtransactions in a closed beta that will get reset. Stuff gets reset moving from closed open beta. So in a closed beta, where stuff is going to get reset, you're charging people for microtransactions. Those people had to pay to get into that closed beta already. That's not okay. That's real not okay. And that was the start. That was the first line of defense that they had. That was most people's first exposure to AQ3D. And that's not a good first impression. Let me open chat back up. I had to reply to message. What about Hero Smash? Hero Smash was Nolgath's pet project, and that went away when Nolgath got, we'll say let go, to be nice. We'll say let go, for the sake of being nice. Which, the fact that they're still pushing Nolgath stuff, so hard, sucks to see. I honestly feel bad about it. Oversoul and Hero Smash were both big Nolgath projects. Oh, isn't that the joke? Storm? Isn't that the joke? What is AQW? Club Penguin with combat? I still don't have VHL. I literally haven't played for a year and a half. I logged in the last 3 days to level up to 70 so I could get the level 70 awe enhancements, and that's it. That's all I've done. I don't do shit. Yeah, I haven't gotten VHL. We're Club Penguin with combat. That's the joke. That's been a thing since like 2010, is that we're Club Penguin with combat. And that's when people actually liked this game. What's this song? I don't recognize this one. Oh, this is definitely a lot more hardcore. It's a lot harder core metal than I was expecting on this station. This is just the rock station. So we get some like soft melodic stuff, some meme stuff, and then suddenly metal. Like death metal. It's like, just chill the fuck out. Man, I was so addicted. I mean, I see in you in 2008, 2009. I mean, like, that's really what this whole stream is going to be about. Because this really is sort of the, not my last hurrah, as for those who have not seen, I have recorded and done a first editing pass on a Berserker class guide. The Berserker class guide is going to be my final class guide. That is going to be my sort of final send-off for the game. That video, look for that guide to go up tomorrow. Probably pretty early tomorrow morning is when I'm going to throw that one up. I need to do another pass on the editing just to make sure that I got everything, that I'm not missing something stupid. I need to throw music in. I need to do the background music. And then that will go up. So this is not sort of my final hurrah, but that is the Berserker video is going to be my sort of last big push for AQW. So look out for that one coming soon. Do you play some instrument? I used to play guitar and cello. I have not touched either in many years. My guitar is underneath my bed. I have not had a cello in quite a while because they're expensive. So I won't play anymore. I haven't played for almost 2 years, and I probably won't play again until... I probably won't play again unless there's some crazy event happening. If we get, like, an 11th birthday... Dage's birthday, sort of, TLAPD, those kind of things, I may come back for those and do a stream, but content, regular content, videos and guides and stuff is gone. That's over. I may pop in and do a stream now and again for sort of big events, but... They've been pushing pretty hard that they're going to do the reset at 5. They've been pushing pretty hard that they're going to be on time for this reset. And I hope that they're right. There was the issue earlier today with people, with members not being able to log on. There was the issue earlier today with the members not being able to log on, and so they may get pushed back a little bit for that. But I suspect that they're going to be fine. I suspect that with how much they've been pushing that we're going to get out on time. We're going to come out on this time. Yeah, I think they might get there. What song is this? I mean, or Pretzel's just going to decide to not play music. That's fine, too. Come on. You can do it. You guys can't see, but Pretzel started playing a song, got 17 seconds in, and then just decided, nah. No. We're just going to stop here. Come on, you can do it. Music player. Please. Please? Please. Please? Oh yeah, whatever. You can do it on your schedule. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, music player. You can do it on your schedule. It's fine. Cool. Whatever. I don't pay for you or anything. You do you on your time frame. Fine. Yeah, my in-game character's dressed up. I'm dressed up. Yeah, the music player. It needed a nap. Fine. I've got the big 100, the enchanted big 100k on me. If we need to go fight some shit today, I can break out the 100k. Which I need to go enchant actually. I need to go enchant. So, bro, do you think the best thing for AQW is to stay on beta? What do you mean? Like stop changing since beta? Because that beta was kind of miserable. People are nostalgic for it, but beta was not a great time. It was kind of fun when Berserker was the best class in the game, but like there weren't any farming classes. We didn't have PvP. We didn't have enhancements. There was no such thing as Nulgath or Dage. Wars weren't a thing. Merge shops weren't a thing. I mean, the game had more players than it does now, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily a better game. I think that there is a big difference between having more players and being a better game. The classic WoW, everybody's been pining for classic WoW, vanilla WoW servers. Vanilla WoW sucked. You literally could do every single quest in the game and could not get to max level. That there were specific zones that were Horde controlled or Alliance controlled. And if you wanted to try and level within a zone for your level, that I think it was level 35 zones was in Taldore, which meant that if you were not Horde, you got wrecked. Like, it was not well designed. It was a mess. But everybody loves it. Everybody wants to go back. Everybody wants to go back to vanilla, and when it comes out, a lot of people are going to realize this game is hard. This game is hard, and this game sucks, and they're not going to want to do it. And so it I think that having more players did not make it the game better. I would like to see more players play, but you also then would have to roll back the previous 10 years worth of improvements to the game. And yeah, they've also made a lot of poor decisions in the last 10 years, but I think that overall the game is in a better place than it was 10 years ago. I think that there's definitely vast improvements that could be made, but I think that it is far better than it was 10 years ago. What happened to this game? Haven't played this for months. The game is... I haven't either. I'm still level 70. And that's only because I leveled the last 3 days because I wanted to get the level 70 awe enhancements because I'm not a member anymore, so my last tier of awe enhancements was level 30. And I was like, no, I want to have access to the level 70 awe enhancements. So I haven't played in a year and a half, so I don't know. I don't know what happened. But today is the 10th birthday. Today is the 10th birthday for AQW. Well, it's the 10th birthday of it coming out of beta. This was the release of the game from beta. I have been playing the game for longer than that because I was in day 1 of the beta when level cap was 5. Yeah, level cap was 5 at one point. Biggest mistakes of the devs for you? Postponing the server rewrite. Or postponing, delaying, putting it on the back burner, however you want to say it. Basically canning the server rewrite. So, without giving away names and sort of saying things that don't necessarily need to be said. It has internally, they have been talking about the server rewrite and working on it in some various forms, whether it's actually dedicated to working on it, talking about it internally, sort of in various forms. The server rewrite is a project they have been working on since 2012. So pretty shortly after the game's release. It's just a few years after the game's release. It was about 2012. They've been working on the server rewrite in various forms. And in the last year or so, year and a half, Elena made a big push that we need to get the server rewrite done. That we need to get the server rewrite done. We need to get the stuff out. That the game's going to die if we can't handle the server rewrite. And as part of that big push, what happened is they canned making classes. So if you guys may or may not have noticed, there has been a severe lack of classes released over the last year and a half or 2 years. And the reason for that is because Elena said that we will not release any new classes until after the server rewrite is done. It's sort of an incentive to them to get the server rewrite out. The problem is the server rewrite never came. They worked on it and then scrapped the project, basically. And instead decided to push that effort toward releasing the launcher and pushing the game to mobile. The problem means that now they just didn't release any classes for like 2 years. That's the reason we got the Legion Doom Knight rework in 2016. The reason we got a Legion Doom Knight rework instead of a new Blade Master class or a new Darkcaster class was because of that policy. Because they said no new classes until after the rewrite's done. And Dage and Sync basically went, well, hey, can we rework a class? Is that okay? And Elena was like, well, sure, I guess we can rework a class. Okay, cool, we'll rework a class. And so they reworked and redid Doom Knight. Legion Doom Knight, because that flew under the banner of not being a new class, but allowed them to release a new class for that year. And for me, I was like, okay, this is a neat little way to get around that. They can still release some new classes, they can still update some older classes, but they're not releasing new stuff to fetch to basically grab for money. Because that's the best way to get for money. Like, if you want people to spend money in this game, release a class. Surefire way to get money. Dage's birthday and release a new class. Those are your biggest money makers for this game. Easily. And them not releasing classes, I saw as honorable. Hey, you're not releasing classes. You have shown that you are willing to prioritize making the health of the game a priority over just making a profit. Okay, cool. Honorable, noble goal there. The problem is that they gave up. They gave up. It got hard. They weren't making enough of a profit, and they gave up when it got hard. And that's just kind of the way that things work. That's the kind of company they are. How long is Pretzel still broke? I'm gonna relaunch Pretzel because it has been dead for a while now. Have you seen the new armors? I mean, the new armors are navals. What are you talking about? The new armors for TLAPD are navals and captains, which by definition all look the same. If you're talking about the new stuff for the 10th birthday, it all looks the same because, once again, it's navals and re-releases of older armors. So it's going to look the same. The monthly armor? The monthly armor for October? I don't think it looks the same as anything else. I don't like it personally. It's too busy. It's too much. There's too much going on. It's too busy. It's not my style. I don't think it looks the same as other stuff, at least nothing that I've seen. But it just not my style. Not what I like. Wonder if anyone still plays their mobile game Bio Beast or the Bejeweled ripoff. I downloaded them. I spent money on most of them. But that was literally because I got a Google Play gift card one year. I got a Google Play gift card. Yeah, I missed the other monthly. I haven't played in a year and a half. I got a Google Play gift card like 2 years ago and was like, what do I do with this? And was like, oh, hey, spending $5 in this game gives me some free achievement in AQW. Sure, whatever. And so I spent my $20 gift card on random in-game purchases for their mobile games because they gave me achievements. Oh. It really just looks like the music player is just going to decide it doesn't want it today. Control-Alt-Delete. Let's shut it down manually and reopen it. Opening up control panel takes so much RAM. Computer's not happy. Pretzel. Okay. Pretzel shut down. Open it. I believe in a thing called love. On Pretzel. I have an amount of faith in you. Bot was never allowed. Botting was literally never allowed. Botting has literally always been against the rules. I have no sympathy for the people who are like, oh no, the bots are gone. I can't bot anymore. How am I supposed to play the game? You play like the rest of us did. I literally played this game for 10 years without botting. Saying, I'm not allowed to bot anymore. You were never allowed to bot, but you did, and you should have been banned a long time ago. I have no sympathy for botters and the people complaining now that you can't bot. Did they enforce their botting policy hard enough? No, I think they should have been way, way harder on botters. I think they should have been banning botters left and right because they knew who they were. They knew who the botters were, and they choose not to do anything about it. But that does not mean that it is allowed. It is in the terms of service that you are not supposed to be botting. It is against the rules. It is a bannable offense. And you choosing to do it anyway means that you should be banned. That's the way that works. That's the reason terms of service is there. That's what that means. That whether you think that it's something, whether you can justify it, whether you think it is morally all right, doesn't change the fact that it's against the rules. So that's what the rules are there for. You may think that you're fine, that you have this moral sort of quandary with it, that you can justify it, that you think that you are sound in your decision and safe, that you can bot and that you've justified it, but that you still should not bot because it's against the rules. That's the way this works. No, I didn't say that. The game is poorly designed, and they have made it purposefully grindy and difficult to get into, such that I can understand why people bot, but that does not mean that you should. Poor game design does not mean that you have to resort to cheating. That is something that I have always said. I have always preached since the very beginning of my channel. Don't bot, don't cheat, don't exploit. That is something I have always said since day one. For years I have said that. This is nothing new. This is nothing that I flip-flopped or changed my mind on. I have been very stern and very forward with my opinion on botting. that I dislike this game. I dislike the staff. I have a lot of issues with what's going on here, but I will not condone people outright ignoring the rules, outright cheating, and blatantly going out of their way to knowingly break rules is not something I can endorse. And now you got noble for peace? I don't know what that... Those words are English, but they don't make any sense in the order you arrange them in. Unfortunately, the release is not out yet, and theoretically, it is T-minus 20 to release time. When's the new event going to come out? Theoretically, 20 minutes. Theoretically, 20 minutes. I wish they got rid of the long RNG quest. I'd rather do a long quest chain than hunt for monster drops. I agree. Honestly, that was one of my big issues with VHL. When they originally talked about, and when we originally got the first version of the VHL quest line, that was my big problem with it, is that if somebody's lucky, they could get VHL in 3 days. If somebody was unlucky, they just never got VHL. And the new quest line, I say new, the current quest line for VHL, I don't think is a huge improvement, but I would rather have a long, tedious quest line in the vein of, like, Arch Paladin, rather than hunting for 1 trillion RNG drops. It's like, oh, hey, you need to get 3 items that are all 1% drops. Cool, I'll see you next year. But something like Arch Paladin, where it was a long, involved quest chain, and it had a little bit of RNG involved, but it primarily was just, you're doing like 12 quests that all take a decent amount of investment each time. I would rather do that. You getting the helmets coming out? I'm pretty sure. The only part of getting Sepulture's helm that I think I might not be qualified for is Throne of Darkness. So it's the thing said you need to complete the Throne of Darkness. I have completed everything I can, minus the Bone Towers, which is a member-only area, which I literally cannot complete because I am not a member. So I have completed it as much as I am physically able to. So, like, I am pretty sure that I have met all of the requirements based on the blog post. If the blog post is to be believed, I have met all of the requirements. But you never know. What is this game? This is Adventure Quest World. This is a web-based MMORPG light game. In reality, it's a Club Penguin with combat. I don't think the member versions of the Throne... Yeah, I didn't think as well, but it's AE. You never know. You legitimately never know. For them to put something like Sepulture's helm behind a paywall would not surprise me. I don't like it, and I hope that they don't, but it would not surprise me if they put it behind a paywall like that. I don't want them to, but it would not be entirely out of the ordinary for them to put something like that behind a paywall. What do you do? What do you think will AQW living? Sir? Are you having stroke? Are you okay? Please call Hopsital? T-minus 15 minutes, theoretically. If it's 15 minutes, we probably should have gotten a chat announcement, which we have not gotten yet, so... we'll see. You played before? Yes, I played before. I've been playing AQW on and off for 10 years. So the Chaos Saga, it's probably, what that probably is. Am I playing Blops for? No. I have not played a Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2. It is probably this. Completing 1/2 of the Blood Tusk stuff is probably what that is. Having not completed a Hork, completing either Hork or Troll. You've done both of those. I mean, I don't have these. Let me see. Let's see if I have completed according to the thing. Yeah, I haven't completed the Hork. I've done everything else though. Yeah, I've done everything else. I haven't done anything in Ashfall because I profoundly don't care. No. I stopped playing this game because Ardix Entertainment as a company does not deserve the money that I was putting into it, and they do not deserve the free publicity that I was giving them by making content on their game. Me coming back to play for like 3 days does not mean I'm suddenly going to start spending money on them again, because that would entirely go against everything that I was trying to accomplish by quitting playing their game. Also, my alerts did not go off. Somebody subscribed. My alerts decided they didn't want to tell us. But thank you for subscribing, whoever you were. No, I stopped playing because Ardix Entertainment did not deserve my time, money, or publicity. And I am not going to come back and start spending time and money on them again. But still can't quit. I quit for 1.5 years. I literally am coming back to participate in this birthday event, and I'm going to disappear for another 6 months. I feel like I accomplished quitting fairly well. I know on the... Oh, what is it? Oh, I know they have an official Discord. I saw it when it originally came out. It was a massive cesspool of people saying, hey, please mod me, of people just pinging staff members over and over to troll them, of people just begging for staff members to come into the voice chat. Like, it was a mess of just awful. And I immediately left the server. Just awful. I mean, to be fair, the money I've spent on this game was over 10 years. I also haven't spent that much money, actually. I never bought a 12-month membership. I never bought a month membership. I have only ever bought somewhere between 50k and 100k ACs. So not a lot of ACs. What's my member time? Less than 3 years upgrade total over the course of 10 years. Like, I realistically have not spent a whole lot of money. Like, the Hero Mart items that I purchased the critical hits. I purchased the game music. I purchased the art book for MechQuest because I played a decent amount of MechQuest, and then this one was given to me for free. The Chrono Corruptor was given to me for free. That's what's happening on the Facebook and Twitter as well. Yeah, them announcing the new tiers of upgrade and AC rewards has meant a lot of people are like looking at their wallets. A lot of people are looking at their wallets. Yeah, I I bought the art book. It's over there. Art book's over there. It's currently being used as a counterweight to hold down my microphone boom arm. Because right now I have the boom arm all the way extended, and so without anything weighing it down, it just and nosedives. So my the book itself, but there's a box. I have a box with a handful of books in it that are currently being used as a counterweight to hold down my microphone boom arm. So yeah, I bought the art book from MechQuest because it was like there's some good art in there. I probably spent somewhere around $150 on this game, maybe $200. Because it's kind of hard to calculate because I bought memberships. Because membership gets cheaper as you buy it in larger amounts. But I bought membership in varying amounts. That I bought it sometimes in 6 months, and 5 months, 6 months, or 3 months, or 1 month. Because I bought memberships in such sort of varying amounts. It's fairly hard to quantify how much money I've actually spent. That you can go through and you can figure out pretty well how many ACs you have purchased. But figuring out how much I actually spent for membership is a more difficult task. Still no update on, hey, server reset coming in X number of minutes. Also, Pretzel is still dead. Hey, Pretzel. You want to sing me some beautiful music? Or literally any music? Please? I mean, it pretty much is the end times, as this is kind of the final stream. So for those of you who came in a little bit later and did not hear this already, tomorrow, fairly early tomorrow, the final class guide is going up. It is going to be the Berserker class guide. And that's going to be it. So tune in tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow for the Berserker class guide. That's going to be it. That is the final class guide. That's the end of the road. All she wrote. Yep. Pretzel just decides it didn't want to right now. Now let's go open some settings. Like not having any music, because AQW is dead silent. There's no sound in AQW. So I like having music going to try and make some sound. But if Pretzel decides that it just doesn't wanna, I'm not sure. I mean, I can literally play it through my phone through the microphone, but that would. I mean, this is a nice microphone. It would probably not sound awful, but it still would rather not. I've literally opened up a Firefox tab to try and see if I can get music going. I don't understand why Pretzel just decided it didn't want to. Come on, you can do it. Play me the song of my people. Play in browser. I mean, the song of, I don't know, somebody's people. Probably not my people. My people are Mexican. I don't think Pretzel has Latin music. A bunch of rock, a bunch of EDM. Trying to get music going because I hate how just eerily quiet, how just dead silent AQW is. They always try and have music going because AQW is just silent. Fucking silent. No. Even trying to play in browser, music says it doesn't wanna. Okay, so no music tonight. No music tonight. Apparently no music. Event waiting room, basically. I mean, like, so, like, yeah, I could go farm. But for what? I don't play. I'm not playing. I don't care. What am I gonna farm for? I am still mildly irritated that I don't have the Khalid Bog altar. I don't have Khalid Bog altar. And I'm mildly irritated about that. Because you know how they gave us a whole bunch of free ACs, and I haven't played in a while, so I have my last few years worth of free AC things stacked up. I ended up having like 1,600 ACs, and I was like, cool, let's open some treasure chest. And so I opened a bunch of treasure chests with the keys that I had. And because I pretty much already have everything. Like, I pretty much already have all this shit. I think the only items I don't have, I already have the actual pet. I already have Legion Shogun. I already have the Shogun Paragon pet. Say area for level 85 farming class? What do you mean? I was a member for a long time. As a member, you get 2 free keys a month. When you're a member for 3 years, that's a lot of keys. I don't have Frostbane. I have Frostbane X. I don't have Khalid Bog Altar. I have the Frost Dragon Knight armor. I don't have the helmet. I have the sword, and I don't have the wings. I have the Infernal Flame Guardian helmet, cape, katana, and dual katanas, and 2 of the helmets. I don't have 3 of the helmets, and I don't have the armor. And I don't have these new swords. Because these swords are all new. And so I don't have any of these yet. But pretty much everything that's old, everything pretty much from the Dark Box item, Dark Key and Dark Box, everything from here back I have. Pretty much everything from here back I have. Except for the Khalid Bog altar, because it taunts me. Because it teases me. Yeah, I did spend a bunch of money to get the Dark Box stuff when it came out. Because, like, we were all doing it. That, like, me, Lep, and Milt, and those guys, that we were all getting the Dark Box. We were all doing the Dark Box quest at the same time. So I did all that. Yeah, I did get the Dark Box refund. I remember that. I remember getting the Dark Box refund. That was fun. That was nice. Yeah. I don't think I ever got everything from the dark box. Yeah, I did, because I ended up getting the question mark. No, I didn't get everything, because I got question mark, question mark, question mark pretty early. That I got question mark, question mark, question mark as like my 5th or 6th item out of the dark box, so I didn't have to spend a year and a half doing the dark box stuff to move on to the next stage in that quest line. Yeah, there was a handful of us who were like doing that quest the day it came out. Not a lot, because you pretty much had to have wiped out your treasure chest to get there. But there was a handful of us who were like doing that one the day of. And yeah, like searching for it and like messaging staff members for like, what's the next piece of this quest? Because it was this weird, bizarre, long quest chain that we were going through. Yeah. And then we got depths enhancements, and they were awesome, and they still haven't been leveled up. Depths enhancements still cap at level 65. Please fix. Depths enhancements cap at level 65. Please fix. Oh yeah, depths enhancements was broken when it came out. Blaze Binder with depths enhancements was just unbeatable in PvP. It was dumb. It was unfair. Nobody wanted to be your friend. The cutscene plays and crashes your game when you join Nexus? Huh. That's bizarre. Ugh. I am tired. I might fall asleep if they end up taking forever and a half to release this stupid event. Because, like, I have already been awake for somewhere around 20 hours. I've already been awake for somewhere around 20 hours. So I don't know how much longer I can survive before the icy cold embrace of sleep takes me by force. Have I ever tried Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively? I've never tried Yu-Gi-Oh! Casually. Well, I technically played a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Once when I was like 8 with a friend who handed me a deck and was like, here, do the thing. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. How old is my account? My account is maximum old. My account is as old as it can be. My account is literally maximum old. My account cannot get any older. I am a beta tester. I have access to the beta shop, which means non-member ranger hat. That's literally all I care about in this shop. It's like, oh, hey, the Balrog, like, the beta tester star sword is cool. Beta berserker class is cool. Literally, what's the coolest thing in this shop? Non-member ranger hat. That's what I care about in the shop. Everything else in the shop is like, whatever. Like, even the berserker, what I care about in the shop, non-member ranger hat. For those of you guys who know me and know the sets that I tend to wear, know that I love the ranger hat. Ranger hat is bae. Unfortunately, I don't have any good set to go with it right now. Let's go see. Let's go build a set for my ranger hat. Because I'm not member, but I can still wear one because beta. Let's see. Build a set for my ranger hat. I mean, I've got pretty much just 1.5 billion armor sets, so. Unfortunately, I can't wear bounty hunter because not member. Sadly. Go on the bank pet. Go into my bag. Okay. Vampire. Vampire was decent. I don't think it's a set that really works well. You don't have Darkcaster. It matches. I have Eternal Darkcaster. I don't have actual Darkcaster. I have Eternal Darkcaster. I forgot my password 3 times. I mean, that happens. Luckily, I have managed to keep this account alive. Hello, Goratzian PvP. I'm not sure how those words work, but welcome. Normally there is music playing, but since there's not, I can just take these off. Normally there's music playing, but the music player that I generally use in order to not get copyright stricken on YouTube has just decided it doesn't wanna. It's gonna just take the day off. So yeah. What weapon to use with this? Oh, D-Dog Sea Serpent. I love D-Dog. I love the D-Dog set. It's one of the biggest... There's a bug. It's one of the big sets that I'm unfortunately going to miss not being member, is D-Dog. I have dual D-Dog? Where is it? Where's Daggers? Daggers. Where are the daggers at? There it is. Dual D-Dog Sea Serpents. Trying to get D-Dog Sea Serpent dual version to be the aesthetic that you want is awful. So D-Dog, when you equip it, it will randomly select between 3 different options for you. The problem is both swords in the left and right hand can each pick a different visual options. Sometimes they line up like this, most of the time they don't. And so you end up spending a decent amount of time unequipping and re-equipping it to get the visual that you want. Sucks. And unlike modern weapons that have multiple visual styles, modern weapons you can click on and change them to have them change forms. Not with D-Dog. Not with D-Dog. So if I want double skinny blades, we're going to be here for a while. 6 o'clock, what happened update? I don't know, man. Ready when it's ready, I guess. Go yell at Elena. I ain't their keeper. If I was in charge of Arctic's Entertainment, if I was their keeper, we would not be in this situation right now. I mean, I love the D-Dog Sea Serpent set. I think it is an amazing set. And the fact that this set is like 6 or 7 years old, this is one of the older sets in the game. The fact that it is this good looking still just is amazing. The fact that D-Dog Sea Serpent is one of the older sets in the game and still looks great. The fact that I have this little irritation that I have to deal with. The fact that I have this little irritation to deal with trying to get the visual that I want out of it is irritating. I've gotten double short swords twice now, but I cannot get double skinny blades. 3 times. 3 times for double short sword. Hey, double skinny. Okay, we got there. We succeeded in double skinny blade. Okay, cool. So what cape? What cape? This is probably not even the sword I'm going to use for this set, though. Probably not even the sword I'm going to use for this set. But, whatever. I got there. We accomplished something. I have Frostslayer. I have Frostbane. How old are most AQW players? Considering the game is, at this point, fairly old. Older than you would think, but not as old as I would like. I think is the way that I'll put it. My naval set doesn't work either. My icy naval set, unfortunately, because the where is it? It's in my bank somewhere. This is what happens when you have pretty much all of the treasure chest items. Yeah, Icy Eternal Flame. Icy Eternal Flame is member only. Like this set. This set looks super good. But Icy Eternal Flame is member only. Can't wear it. What server are you on? Yurumi. Yurumi. I like this set a lot. Fortunately, Icy Eternal Flame is member only. And the Frostbane X can change. It has the form change. I prefer not iced, but that's me. I mean, this was the weapon that I used in Epic Duel for a long time. Because I played a Bounty Hunter in Epic Duel. I have since changed to a Cyber Hunter, because Cyber Hunters are really good at the 2v1 format. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. The Berserker format? Changed to Cyber Hunter. But this is the weapon that I used for a long time in Epic Duel, because Bounty Hunters are pretty... Turns out Bounty Hunters strength build with swords is pretty good. Especially in 2v2. Especially in 2v2. Jug. I do not have... I think I actually have a few Juggernaut items. I think I have 1 or 2 Juggernaut items. I don't have a lot of Juggernaut items because I profoundly don't care. I never farmed a whole lot of Legion tokens. I never really farmed for Juggernaut. I never farmed for VHL. I never farmed for AFDL or Blinding Light or Necrotic Sword of Doom. I just don't care. For me, those pure cosmetic items, those items that are like, oh, hey, here's these cute cosmetic items that do an interesting thing, that are just rare for the sake of being rare, that are just hard to get for the sake of being hard to get, don't do it for me. I don't care. So I never got those items. Those never did it for me. Some people like those, some people don't. I don't, and I don't have much interest in getting them because they don't mean anything. They don't do anything. They don't accomplish anything. And so I just never really bothered to get Jug. I'm pretty sure I have multiple birthday hat items. Can I throw on a birthday hat item? I have the AP birthday hat. Are there other birthday hat items besides the Archpaladin ones? Because I don't actually own Archpaladin right now. I don't really have a set to go with Arch Paladin. I mean, like, Dark Arch Paladin? How does that look with Dark Berserker? I might be able to make that work. Do you like the J6 story? I never finished it. Mine is bugged. My J6 quest line is bugged at the Hyperion, so I cannot complete it, unfortunately. J6 has one for his birthday. Probably seasonal, though. For those who don't have it, J6 Pirate is in the shop still, so grab that before they take J6 Pirate out of the shop. Yeah, my Hyperion quest is bugged out. I cannot complete it. It is incompletable. I don't remember, like, it's my, I cannot interface with the thing. I cannot interface with the computer that needs to give me the quest that is needed. It doesn't work. I cannot interface with the computer to collect the next stage of the quest that is needed to progress in that storyline. So, I unfortunately cannot complete the Hyperion storyline. Yeah, I can get my dual pain saws out. Let's get out dual pain saws. Because let's show off random rare items that you guys can't obtain. Where's my dual pain saws? There it is. Let's show off random rare items that you guys can't get. There. Now we fancy. Now we fancy. I'm with you. I've been playing since 2009, still wondering why. Pretty much. Pretty much. Got the birthday hat on. Got the party hat on. Got my dual pain saws out. Somebody subscribed to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Any update? Anything in chat? No? What's server time? What's server time? 6:18. 6:18. Let's double check and see if the music's gonna decide to work again. Come on, please. This is a nice song. I recognize this song from the title. Is it gonna work though? We're just gonna leave that going. We're just gonna bump the mic. We're just gonna let that do its thing. Come back to it. Yeah, still no update yet. Still no update yet. What were some of my, like, most ridiculous weapons? What were some of my, like, most ridiculous weapons? I can't use... So this was one thing that was irritating. The update is theoretically supposed to have come out at 6 o'clock server time. So, the Reaper, what is it? The Reaper of Nolgath, one of them. There's several. The class is soloing and farming? No, it's PvP and farming. They have stated the new class is PvP and farming. One of the scythes. One of the Nolgath scythes. There's two versions. There's the upgraded version. And then there's the regular version. The dual version that you can get through Nostalgia Quest is only for the regular version, not for the upgraded version. And since I have the upgraded version, I would need to go back and do the entire quest line to obtain it again if I want to get the dual version, and that upsets me. Yeah, Combat Soul Ripper. Yeah, that's it. The regular Soul Reaper of Nulgath, you can turn into the new class. PvE, not PvP. No, the new class is designed for PvP. The Combat Soul Reaper of Nulgath, the upgraded version, cannot be made into the dual-wielded version. The regular Soul Reaper of Nulgath, though, can be made into the dual-wielded version. But I would have to go back through the entire questline again to get it. It's designed for farming and PvP. It can probably PvE like solo as well if it needs to. Like it can probably solo if it wants to. I'm not gonna tell it what to do. I'm not its dad. But I'm going to assume that it is not a soloing class. But they also said that Scarlet Sorceress was not a soloing class, and as much as everybody and their dog likes to tell me that Scarlet Sorceress is not a soloing class, I will straight fight everybody. As it is. Soloing does not mean high damage. Scarlet Sorceress has pretty decent damage. But soloing is about surviving. Soloing is about being able to aggro a boss and know that you're not going to die to it. Is it a good thing to be a mod in this game? I had a legit opportunity to be a mod. I could have become a mod. Not moderator. I would have been a low-level staff. Beta tester, basically. I could have become a mod. Malevolent did. Those of you guys who watch my old videos and streams know who Malevolent is. He became a tester. He became staff. And I could have done the same. I just decided not to. I decided about that time that I did not want to be involved with AQW anymore. So I could have become a mod. I decided not to. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I mean, everybody who plays this game kind of like dreams of becoming a mod one day and being able to load stuff in and mess around and do whatever. But for me, as somebody who made content, as somebody who has legitimate issues with the game, speaking with other staff members, speaking with other volunteers, speaking with mods, talking with people, and seeing what I would have been doing as staff, I would have been restricted on what I could say and do on my channel, and I would not have been able to actually make any change. I would not have been able to actually have any impact on the game from the position I would have been in. And I would have, because I would have been staff at that point, I would have been restricted on what I could have talked about and done on my channel. And I was not willing to sacrifice that. But I mean, outside of being restricted, it also is that I don't think I would have been able to affect anything, because the position that I would have been applied for basically was tester and sort of assistant for the server rewrite. My position basically would have been dedicated to the server rewrite. So I don't even know if I would have had a job still, because the server rewrite is basically dead. But the position I basically would have gotten is server rewrite bug tester and fixer. And that doesn't exist anymore. Becoming staff, everybody technically, each member of staff gets one custom item. And my custom item, you know what my custom item would have been? Literally just Alpha Pirate with a slight color tweak. Not a fancy naval, not like anything crazy, just give me Alpha Pirate with a slight color tweak. All I want. That or Ranger hat with different shading option. So the Ranger hat has reverse shading of most items. The Ranger hat, the darker shade is in the front, the lighter shade is in the back. It's backlit. Most items in the game assume that you're front lit and have the shading in the opposite direction. So Ranger hat looks kind of weird when paired with a lot of items because the shading on it is the reverse direction. It's assuming you're backlit, basically, when most items in the game assume you're front lit or side lit. So it looks awkward when trying to pair with some other stuff. If you donated like $100, you could have made your own item. I don't care. I'm not gonna throw $100 at them to, hey, make me an item. Like, I don't care. I don't see. This the thing is, I don't want to make something from scratch. I have drawn up items that I was like, because when the suggestion shop first was a thing. When the suggestion shop was first a thing, I was like, oh, I'll draw up an item and make something and like submit it to the suggestion shop. But like, really, after playing this game for so long, all I want is to take existing items and improve them. It's like, hey, take Alpha Pirate and just tweak the colors a little bit. Take Ranger Hat and just change the shading on it so that it fits more in line with the current design aesthetic of armors. Like, that's all I'd want. Take existing items that I love and just tweak them a little bit to make them better. Because I could design new stuff, but so many new items are coming out all the time that it's just going to be eclipsed by something else. And instead, I think I'd rather just take the... Reshade the Alpha Pirate, maybe? Yeah, I just want to tweak the colors on Alpha Pirate a little bit. Because that color scheme, that sort of like blue... navy blue color scheme doesn't fit with a lot. The color scheme of Alpha Pirate, it doesn't gel with a lot of items. There's not a lot that really goes with that color scheme. So I'd probably change the color scheme on Alpha Pirate to just something a little bit more easy to color match. Update's taken forever. Yep. Is the update out yet? No, it is not. Server time 8:30. Still nothing. I am happy that the random weapon of Nulgath finally got changed. The random weapon of Nulgath is now a different weapon than the last time I played. So that's cool. Because they had not changed the random weapon of Nulgath in like a year? The last time that I had looked at it. So, random weapon finally got changed. Random weapon of Nulgath. Still not AC tagged. Don't know why it's not AC tagged, but still not AC tagged. I have the dual Grim Hero Blade. The dual Grim Hero Blade fits weird in the hand, though. Like, it looks awkward on your character models. The regular Grim Hero Blade looks fine. The dual Grim Hero Blade, like, fits... Like, the character model doesn't hold it right. They hold it odd. What's the beta tester Star Sword? It is literally the Star Sword, but it's a unique color for beta testers. Beta shop. But, it literally is just a uniquely colored Star Sword that was only available to beta testers. Is only available? Is. Because you can still get it. You just need to have had to have been a beta tester. It also cost 1,000,000 gold. Yeah, there's a handful of items like that. Let me pull out the Grim Hero Blade. The dual Grim Hero Blade, yeah, you're like holding the blade, basically. You're basically holding the blade, and it looks silly. It's not a lot. Like, it's not so bad that I think it's truly worth fixing, but it's bad enough that it irritates me and prevents me from using it. Like, it's not bad enough that they're gonna go back and actually fix it. They're not gonna fix anything from Nostalgia Quest, though. They're not gonna fix anything from Nostalgia Quest. But, it's not, like, so bad that they're gonna go and fix it, but it's bad enough that it's irritating, and I tend not to use it because of that, even though I like the look of the dual Grim Hero Blade. It's just irritating enough that I don't use it. Here, let's throw it on. Dual Grim Hero Blade. Let's go into a smaller room. They may have fixed it. It looks like they may have fixed it. Oh, they fixed it. They actually did. Previously, on the Dual Grim Hero Blade, you were, like, in the Grim form, in the dark form. You were holding it, like, here. You were holding it, like, up on the hilt. So it looks like they did fix it. Because, yeah, before you were holding it, like, up in this area, and it looked silly. So it looks like they did fix it, which is nice, because I like the Grim Hero Blade. I like having the fact that each blade can be changed independently. You can change the look of each blade independently. And I like the look of each blade. Getting the Grim Hero Blade is also, like, a really, really goddamn long quest line. Getting the Grim Hero Blade is just a ridiculously long quest line. How do you feel about the new character pages? I am conflicted. I like that they organize the achievements into the categories. The subcategories on the achievements help you better be like, okay, that's what this person has. I understand what achievements this person has. But it makes measuring your EPing a lot more difficult. Because before, you could just go to somebody's page and be like, oh, they have a block of achievements this large. They have a block of achievements this large. Or, oh, they have a block of achievements this large. It makes it a little bit more difficult to just at a glance be like, oh, that dude has a lot of achievements. So, like, it makes it harder to show off your EPing. But other than that, I like that they're sorted into the categories. I think I was actually wearing the I think I was wearing the winged. Let me see. It was the Eternal Darkcaster winged rune, I believe, was the one that I like to use. Did I not actually grab it? I was pretty sure I grabbed that. Pretty sure I grabbed that. Let's grab both just the wings. Grab the wings. How does that look? That's not awful. And that's a really rare item. That's a bunch of really rare items and a set that doesn't look awful. I'm okay with wearing this for a little bit. Let's go throw a decent enchantment on some of these items. On enhancement, I'm probably going to be using Scarlet Sorceress forever because Probably gonna be using Scarlet Sorceress forever because that's who I am and that's what I do. So let's go Spiral Tap, Spiral Carve, Dual Grim Hero Blade, Enhance, Enhance. Get updated enhancements on the other gear. Wizard. Armor. Pretty sure it should already have? No, it's actually a level behind. Let's get that one extra point of endurance. Because that's certainly going to matter. Theoretically. Probably not. Level 50 luck. How about Void High Lord? I don't have Void High Lord, and I don't intend to get it. I just don't care. I don't need it. Nobody needs it. Like, having it's kind of cool, but it doesn't. I don't think it doesn't do anything that other classes don't already do. Is kind of the problem. The reason I love Scarlet Sorcerer so much is I never have to take it off. I never have to change classes. Like, oh, what am I doing? Am I doing PvP? Okay, I can wear Scarlet. Am I doing bossing? Okay, I can wear Scarlet. Am I farming? Cool, I can wear Scarlet. Like, am I doing soloing? Cool, I can wear Scarlet. I can just wear the same class, and I never have to worry about changing my enchantments around, changing around my gear, carrying different gear sets depending on what content I'm doing. It's like, no, just wear the same damn armor for everything. I don't have to worry about it. Like, that's why I use Scarlet. I like the class because it's also very powerful, but I use it a lot because I can just throw on one class and never worry. Yeah, it does more damage. VHL does more damage, but since they changed VHL, since the update to VHL, it's actually not as tanky. Since the update to VHL, it's actually not quite as tanky as Scarlet. It's pretty close, but I think Scarlet does come out to be a little bit tankier. Especially with the level 85 upgrade. Level 85 giving extra health and allowing you to loop the haste buff off Scarlet does make it, I believe, makes it tankier than VHL. VHL easily does more damage, but Scarlet can take more abuse. No, I didn't want to change the blade. There. When is this update coming? It's like I'm legitimately tired. I am a legitimately tired human that would like to go to sleep. I was really hoping they would release this on time so that we could spend like an hour or 2 hours playing the event, and I could just go the fuck to sleep. Because I've been awake for like 20-something hours at this point. I've been awake for a while. Appreciate the icy embrace of sleep. Okay. Ugh. It has happened before. It's very rare, but it has happened before where they have just not released an update. It's rare. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened before where they've just not released an update. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying there is a precedent. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying that there's precedent. Hey, we promised too much. We didn't have enough time to prepare. We're coming off the heels of TLAPD, where we put a whole bunch of time, effort, and resources into it and couldn't get this update out in time. Hey, it's going out Saturday. It's happened before. I'm not saying it's going to, but it has happened. You know what? We're doing this. My Game Boy Advance. I actually need to do some grinding in Digimon DS, and I don't wanna. I'm so close to finishing that game. I'm so close to finishing that game, but there's a huge difficulty spike between the rest of the game and the final boss fight. What GBA is this? This is a fairly modded GBA. So I have a cover on it. I have a bumper case that goes on it just to prevent it from getting scratched. Because it's fairly thick rubber, it lifts off the screen a little bit, so the screen's less likely to get scratched. It makes it a bit more ergonomic. So I've got that. And then it's modded to hell. So backlit screen, custom case, custom buttons, flash cart. I need to put a new speaker in it because the speaker is dying on this one. Game Shark? No. I have a flash card in this, and the flash card has the option to use cheats, but I don't use cheats. I just don't enjoy using cheats. For me, it's the same reason I don't like cheat or exploit in AQW. It's for me about the integrity of it. But it's like, if I'm gonna play on the original hardware, I want to get a play experience that's fairly close to the original gameplay. But I don't want to veer too far off that path, because then for me it kind of spoils the joy of the game in a lot of ways. So, like, I could load up a whole bunch of cheats on a lot of these things, but I don't. Because I just don't see a lot of the need for it. It ruins a lot of the fun. So they don't have many games. Like, that's why I got the flash cart. This was $60, and I can load NES, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and GBA games onto it, pop it in here, and play all of them on the original hardware. So, like, I'm playing Zoid's Legacy, a game that 8 people care about. I still have a few actual cartridges. I have, just reaching over here, I have Tekken Advance. I have Pokemon Pinball. DBZ Legacy of Goku 2. I still have a handful of actual physical cartridges. I got rid of most of them, though, because they just take up a lot of space and are hard to transport. Ugh. You know what would be great right now? If this event came out an hour ago. I'm tired. Great if this event came out now. Let's boost our evasion. Am I going to test the new class? Yeah. It's not a new class. They have confirmed that it's just a reskin of they have confirmed that it's just a reskin of the naval commander. Have you seen the change to stacking items? You can't do the bank glitch no more. I never did the bank glitch to begin with, so cool, I guess. As someone with SDKA, I honestly just want to get the helm. Pretty much. I pretty much just kind of want to log in, get the helm, get the class, get my stuff for 10 year, and then log out. Because, like, I basically, like, as soon as the event drops, I'm just going to be able to log in, grab, like, 12 items, throw them in my bank, and then leave. It's basically how this is going to go. So, like... So you are not a big fan. Farm. Wow, I'm tired. I couldn't read that. You're not a big farm? No, I do not farm. Which is weird, playing this game and not farming. But no, I do not farm. I am not a farmer. I do not farm. That is never something I have been interested in. That is never something that has grabbed my appeal. I try as hard as I can to not farm. To just do the bare minimum required to accomplish whatever I need to accomplish. I really don't farm. When Dage's birthday came around and it was like, hey, to basically get all of the stuff that matters for Dage's birthday, all you have to do is spend like, I think it was like 10k Legion tokens. Get the Paragon pet. It won't take you too long. The like day and a half that I had to spend grinding for stupid Legion tokens was one of the worst things in my life. Doing the grind for VHL, because I did most of the grind for VHL. I honestly got like 80% of the way there and then just like stopped because I don't care. Doing the grind for Arch Paladin, doing the grind for pretty much anything. I just don't care. I don't grind. I don't farm. It's not something I do. I just don't care. I don't have the time for it. I don't have the give a damn for it. I mean, it's a weird way to play this game. It's a weird way to play this game and be like, yeah, you know what? I don't really farm, but I don't. Like Necrotic, getting the Grim Hero Blade, getting the dual Grim Hero Blade is one of the hardest farms I had ever done, and that took me several hours. Yeah, but Dawn Sword also has like 8 of every item, so he doesn't count. He's also been banned several times, but that's a whole issue with AE. Buy some healing items. Store clerk. Let me buy some healing items. Recover 50 HP? Sure, whatever. Status. Item. Heal. Heal. Go back. 1 or 2 more. I mean, I stopped trying to get VHL after trying to get it for 3 weeks because I realized the amount of time I would have to put into getting it was not an amount of time I was willing to invest. I basically looked at the math, saw that it was going to probably take me about 200 hours total to get VHL, and decided, no, I'm not willing to do that. And I stopped. And for you need to make the decision, am I willing to put that amount of time into getting an item? If you are, if the reward for you is worth that, then do it. So for me, I looked at the math and said, hey, this is going to take me this amount of time to get. Am I willing to do that? No. Okay. And I stopped and walked away. But for me, having the self-control to be like, am I willing to do this? Yes or no? And then follow through on it. Like, that's for me why I'm able to play this game. But I know there are a lot of people who don't have the self-control necessary to say, no, I don't need to collect every item. No, I don't need to farm for all the things. So, like, I know there are some people who can't hold themselves back and have to get every item, who have to get all the things, who have to do all the stuff. I'm able to hold myself back and say, no, I don't need that. Wait, I'm streaming AQW? Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, right now I'm playing Zoid's Legacy on my Game Boy because there's nothing happening in AQ because the event is an hour and 40 minutes late. But I am technically streaming AQW, but I happen to be playing Zoid's Legacy on my Game Boy because there's fuck all happening in AQ at the moment. So we're here. Gotta check all these buildings for free items lying around. Here, I don't remember what's free items. Free items? No. I still need to go back and pick up my companion. I haven't done that yet. I probably should before I wander too far out of the way. Whatever, it's fine. Only die a little bit. How are you? I mean, I'm tired. My sleep schedule is thoroughly effed right now. And in order to be awake for the 5 o'clock release, theoretically 5 o'clock local time release of the event, I've been awake for more than 20 hours at this point. And I was really, really hoping this event would come out on time so that I could go to sleep at a reasonable time. But that's not looking like it's gonna happen, so I'm just tired. A little bit hungry, mostly tired. Why do they like to surprise? I don't think it's that they like to surprise. I think it's that they are working on getting it out and have thoroughly overestimated their capabilities. Man. Is what nope. Hey, volume is working. I mean, got that dual pain saws. If you've got Nostalgia Quest, got to take advantage of it. I also didn't farm for pain saws, by the way. I got pain saws during the famous 100% drop rate glitch. For those who don't know, back during the early days of the testing server, there was a weekend where all items dropped with 100% guaranteed drop rate. In that weekend, I got a lot of items and basically shortcut myself several hundred hours of farming that I knew I was never going to do. So I got the pain saws, I got the blinding Calidbog and the dual blinding Calidbog and some other random garbage that I knew I was never going to farm for legit. And so now I have that. And so now I have the dual pain saws. Yeah. 100% drop rate glitch. Arctic's Entertainment thoroughly goofed. They know they thoroughly goofed, and they will make, and that is one goof they will make sure never to repeat it again. Because people spending money to shortcut farming is their number one way of making money. Oh yeah. All items drop with 100% drop rate. The problem was some people thought they were going to get smart. Some people thought they were going to get smart and tried to use it on treasure chest. The problem is there are too many items in the treasure chest. And people who tried to use that to get all of the items out of the treasure chest crashed the game. Just like broke the server. Because the game suddenly tried to drop 300 items for you at once, and it was just like, pff, game just gave up. I'm just like, nope. Died. And then it ate your key. You didn't get the items, and it ate your key. So, some people tried to get cheeky with it and tried to use it to get treasure chest items, and the game broke. So, that happened. Am I going to get the new class? Yeah, I'm eligible for the new class. I'm going to end up getting it. Everything that I've seen says that it's just going to be a reskin of the Naval Commander class, but I'm gonna pick it up. Because why not? It's free. Oh yeah, that's the reason why I have my Combat Soul Reaper. My Combat Soul Reaper of Nulgath is because of the 100% drop rate. I mean, the bug affected everything. All items dropped with a 100% guarantee. Every item. If you had a quest that rewarded multiple items, it dropped all of them. Were you doing Crag and Bamboozle? It dropped all of them. Everything dropped. Class have its own unique skills? I don't believe so. I may be wrong. I would like to be wrong. But most of what I have seen has sort of they have been very hesitant to talk about the class being a new class. Everything that I have seen has said that the naval commander, not the shadow whatever, the Dragon Lord General, the Dragon Slayer General. Yeah, the Dragon General whatever dude, that's a rework of a class. But the naval is, I believe, just a rework, just a reskin of the current naval commander. I know the design notes for the Dragon Slayer General are up, and that's a new class. That's a rework. But yeah, the free class that I'm getting for free is just a reskin, because they're giving it away for free. You don't have to pay for it. So why would they give you something good? Why would they give you a new class for free? That doesn't make sense. They can't charge you for that. They can't make you pay for that. You can't pay to shortcut that. Why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. Don't be ridiculous. You gotta think about these things. Big brain. Why would they give something away for free that they could completely legitimately charge you for? That's just poor business. That's just poor business. Oh my god, I'm tired. We've been going for over 2 hours. No release in sight. The Twitter. Mostly because I just want to check and see if anybody from AE has said anything about the delay. Because normally they do. Normally they say, like, hey, we're behind. We're working on it. Don't worry, guys. It's ready when it's ready. Blah, 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 blah. Nope. They have not said shit. Cool. Not said shit. See, like, that's one of the things is when I came back to the game, because I took a pretty extended break for a while there. When I came back to the game and started making content again, I was pretty much able to just jump into it because I was a beta player. And so I already had so much free stuff that I could just collect. I had so many classes that I could just walk up and get. I had banked free ACs that they had given me. I had just so much like random free stuff that I could sort of walk up and be like, okay, what are the classes that I need to get to be relevant? Okay. And bam, 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 grab those or buy a few of those and then just move on and go. And just go on with my day like nothing happened. And so that was definitely a big advantage. And now sort of coming back to the game every once in a while, like I log in like every 6 months and I'm basically like, okay, what do I need to get? And I go to my achievements page and I check my achievements tab and I'm like, okay, anything new here for free? Okay, cool. And I'll grab the new free stuff and then log out and move on with my day. And like, that's a nice liberty that I'm allowed because I have been playing this game for 10 years. More than 10 years, honestly, because the beta came out in like July. So technically it's more than 10 years, but And it is now 6 o'clock my time. 6 o'clock local time. What's it? 7 o'clock server time. And no announcement on when the update is coming or, hey, we're late. Like, even saying, hey, we're late, we know we're working on it, it's forthcoming. But they've said nothing. Yeah, nothing. I'm not level 85. Is legitimately, I'm not level 85 and I don't have the 5k health amulet. Those are the big things holding me back from PvP. I'd have to get level 85 and I'd have to get the 5k health amulet. I only have the 1.5k health amulet, and that's a big disadvantage. Not having the 5k health amulet is a big, like, that's a legitimate, like, okay, I match up against somebody who has the 5k health amulet, I just lose, and there's nothing I can do about it. Player skill, player class choice goes out right out the window. So it's like if I were to do PvP, I need to level up to 85, which I don't care. Because each level for me, with Cape of Awe, with XP boost, each level basically takes me about an hour. A little more, a little less, depending on sort of what people, who else is in the room, how many people I'm farming with, where I'm farming. It takes me it's about an hour to level up. I'm not willing to put in 15 hours worth of work to level up to level 85, so I can then get my butt crushed in PvP because I don't have the 5k health amulet. Is basically the thing. It's like, here, you want to invest 15 hours into something you can unfortunately suck at due to no fault of your own? No, not really. No, not really. I technically had access to their internal testing server for a little while because I was an applicant for being a tester for a little while, so I do technically have access to the internal testing server on some level. I'm not gonna, because that would super get me banned, but it is a thing that exists. But I think I am legitimately too tired right now. I think the update is not coming anytime soon. So, let's do a round of questions. Let's ask some questions, and I'm gonna go to sleep. Because clearly this update is not happening. Let's ask some questions. Ask some questions, so that I can go pass out. Because clearly this update's never happening. Like, I'm tired. I've been awake for a long time at this point. Need some sleep. Have I been on Podu recently? No, I have actually not been playing Pokemon Duel at all for a while. I basically conceded the fact that I was not willing to spend enough money to keep up. I was not willing to spend enough money to keep up. As long as you continued to pay the $15 for the monthly sort of bundle thing, you could keep up fairly well. And I wasn't willing to continue to pay the $15, and I fell behind and was not willing to spend the extra money necessary to catch back up after that. What would make you play this game more? I kind of covered this in toward the beginning of the stream, but I think Adventure Quest Worlds is beyond saving at this point. I think that they had their chance to recover. They had their chance to save the game, and that was about 3 years ago. I think that because they have basically shelved the idea of the server rewrite and instead prioritized pushing the game to mobile and getting the Ardix Games launcher out, basically sort of indefinitely shelving the server rewrite, I don't think they can save the game. In my eyes, personally, for me personally, they could do a few things to help make the game something that I would enjoy. But as a community, as a group, I do not think the game can be saved. I think it is too far gone. I think it's over. I don't think there's anything they can do to recover. Can AQ3D be saved? Maybe. Could other properties be saved? Maybe. But I think AQW is just too far gone at this point. I think they shot themselves in the foot one too many times, and I don't think there's any coming back at this point. Any other streams planned for the near future? I may stream tomorrow. I'll probably end up streaming tomorrow to play the event because we didn't get to tonight. So I'll probably end up playing a little bit tomorrow just to run through the event to do it. Because I want to do it. I want to do this event. It's the 10th birthday. It's a big deal for the game. And while I have my disagreements with Ardix Entertainment as a studio, I still love this game and want to be there for its 10th birthday, but unfortunately I need sleep. How old am I? I am 22. Do you play any gacha games? Not at the moment. I was playing Naruto online for a little while. I didn't put a whole lot of money into that game, and I eventually kind of gave up because I realized that I wasn't willing to put the amount of money into it necessary to do something competitive in that game. I played Pokemon Duel for a little while, and I still pop in every once in a while and play, but I've also kind of conceded that I'm not willing to spend the amount of money necessary to stay competitive in that game. So I don't really play any gacha games. The closest thing that you could call to a gacha game, and it's really not, but these sort of freemium free-to-play games, I play Sonic. It's a Sonic like racers game, and it's actually pretty well balanced. It's designed and published by Sega. It's a decent game. It's legitimately not a bad game. A sort of Sonic racers game. It's not bad. Legitimately fairly well designed game, with decent freemium mechanics to it. The microtransactions are fairly well balanced and not super pay to win. Did you try MTG Arena? Yes, I have played MTG Arena. I, at this point, am basically just logging in daily, grinding out my daily quest rewards, and then logging off, as I don't enjoy Standard, and that's pretty much the only thing that's on MTG Arena right now, so I pretty much just log in, get my daily quest, and log out, because I don't play Standard for fun. But I'm trying to build at least some amount of collection for the sake of it, mostly. Are you a Fortnite or PUBG fan? No, I do not like BR game modes. The only BR game mode that I have ever enjoyed was The Division. The Division survival mode was a legitimately fun Battle Royale style game mode. They did not call it a Battle Royale mode because it was made 2 years ago before the whole Battle Royale thing exploded. But the Division survival mode, I think, legitimately enjoyed. I legitimately enjoyed that game mode. I enjoyed that. And that was the only real Battle Royale style game that I've enjoyed. But that was a specific mode within a larger MMO. Do you think you can Newt be in the top without paying money? The top of what game? The top Adventure Quest Worlds? Because being in the top of AQW without spending money, literally anybody can be in the top without spending money. Spending money does not gain you more power in AQW. It doesn't. You don't gain anything by spending money in AQW. You get a cool armor set. You can look cool. You can intimidate your opponent with your flashy armor. but spending money doesn't gain you any power in AQW. Being top in AQW is incredibly subjective. It doesn't mean anything. Like, it's pretty hard to argue that somebody like DanielsWorld is not the top in AQW, that he has multiples of every item, but I don't, spending money does not make you a better AQW player. You don't gain anything for having spent money in AQW. You're buying cosmetics. So. Any other questions? Master clicks. Nope, release is still not here. I am basically doing a round of doing sort of an AMA style ask me anything, and then I'm gonna log out and go to sleep. Yeah, there's no leaderboards. There's no, like, being a high level PvPer. It doesn't mean anything. Like, there are small subsets of the community that do, like, vanilla PvP, that do old school PvP, that there are, like, some other stuff, but it doesn't mean anything. Would you do a collab with a AQW YouTuber? No. Not because I don't like any of the YouTubers, not because I have anything against them. It is strictly about Artix Entertainment. I have stopped making content for AQW on moral grounds, on the fact that they are not a company that I want to support with my time or money. And doing a collab is the kind of thing that will draw a lot of people to the game and get a lot of people invested in the game and interested in the game, and will draw people to spend time and money on a product I don't think deserves it. So, no, I will not do collabs because it's going to draw attention to a product I don't think deserves it. Shout out for me, Mineb. Okay. Good. I lost chat. Chat, come back. No, I have a lot of problems with Artix Entertainment as a company. I have a lot of problems with Adventure Quest Worlds. These are, I have gone into them a lot in the past. A lot of it sums down to Artix Entertainment has, through actions, not words, actions, time and time again proven that they value making a profit over making a product. That they are willing to put making money ahead of their community, ahead of making a game, and ahead of any sense of public relations or public opinion. And that's the kind of company that I am not willing to endorse. That there's reasons for that, and there are things that I can get into deeper as to why I feel that way, and examples of what they have done that have pissed me off. But at the end of the day, that's largely what it boils down to, is they have shown me that they are a company that values turning a profit and making money over making a game. And when you go down that road, when you choose that that's the way you're going to be, there is no going back. You can't decide, you can't just stop being a company that decides that profits are the goal. You can't just stop and go back one day. That once you have gone down that road, once you decided that that's your goal now, and you're kind of stuck that way. You can't go to your boss one day and be like, "Hey, how about we stop making money?" You can't do that. So they're kind of screwed in that way, and it's self-inflicted. They shot themselves in the foot. I mean, look at AQ3D. AQ3D was their chance to break away from Flash. Their opportunity to get away from Flash, to break away from the medium that has tied them down and limited them as a company, as developers for so many years, to show what they could really do by moving into a real game engine where they can flex their muscles. And they decided to make it a mobile game, trading one pair of shackles for another, hindering game development, hindering creativity, and choosing to use underhanded and frankly disgusting microtransaction and money-making sort of motives within their game before it had even hit release. And that's just a cycle that's going to continue. And it sucks because it could have been so much different. It could have been so much better. But they chose to go down the road they did. Oh, most staff is volunteers. With the exception of a very, very small handful of people. 90% of AE staff is volunteers. They will occasionally get a bonus, maybe twice a year, and by that I mean like maybe $100 or $200. But 90% of staff is volunteer staff. With a very, very small handful of exceptions, a very, very small handful of full-time employees. 99% of staff is volunteer work that maybe get a small bonus once or twice a year. Staff do not get paid. With the rare exception of people like Dage, people like Yurumi, people like Rhubarb and Elena, most people do not get paid. Most people are not salaried employees. Even the moderators, class designers, programmers, artists, most of them are volunteer staff. Some of them are contractors. Some of them will make money on a like per job basis. Some of their artists are contract work that is like, hey, we need to make art for this release. Okay, we'll pay you $200 to do art for this release. Okay, cool. And that's it. And they move on. But most of the staff is volunteer pay. Not all, yeah. Like you guys know Sync. Sync, the class designer. He made VHL and Scarlet Sorceress, and a handful of other sort of the big classes. He's full volunteer. He's completely volunteer. He has been paid probably something. Last time I talked to him, I think he's been paid maybe like $600 total for all of his work on AQW. So it's a sort of example of what does a high priority Artix employee staff member make? What is their employment situation like? So any other fun questions? While we want to know about insider information. And that's over several years. Keep in mind that estimate there, that's over a few years. That's not like, oh, hey, you made VHL or you made Scarlet Sorceress for us. Here, as a contractor, is a fee for your work. It's like, oh, hey, no, you're somebody on our staff list who, at the end of the year, will end up getting a small bonus for being a good boy. Where does all the money players spend on the game go? Who the hell knows? Dage's BMW? We'll go with Dage's BMW. Dage drives a BMW. We'll go with Dage's BMW. At least he did a few years ago. He may have upgraded since then. Question is how much do players actually spend? A lot. Look at this week alone. How many people do you think re-upped their subscription, their membership for this event alone? How many people? Several hundred? Because several hundred alone is a few $1,000s. Even if only a few hundred people re-up their subscription for this event. That's several $1,000s that they made in a week. Just by this event, that's a few $1,000s. And that's a low ball estimate. Because you have to remember, most people are not buying a membership 1 month at a time. Most people are buying memberships 3 months at a time, because you can still buy 1 month memberships. They made it very difficult. But you can buy a 1 month membership. It's just pretty difficult to. They hide it in the page. You have to dig several layers deep. But if you assume maybe 300 or 400 people subscribed for a membership because of this event at $20 each, how many of them then, in addition to getting their membership, spent the extra $5 to get the 5K AC bonus? $25 each from 400 people? Like, that's not including any current members who spent money, any additional money they're making from other properties. They, like, just in straight new subscriptions, several $1,000s was made right there. Like, yeah, it is not an insignificant amount of money. Now, you're running a company. When you're running a company and you have a handful of salaried employees and rent to pay and utilities to pay, that money doesn't stretch very far. But we're talking about specifically, like, not including anything else, not including ad revenue or sponsorship deals or licensing fees, the fact that they're not just a game developer but a publisher for other companies and other games that they're drawing royalties on, that recurring people who are always going to be paying for their monthly subscription, that not including any of that, just looking at like a straight small amount of new people subscribing to the game just for this event, that they're not making an insignificant amount of money. It's not millions of dollars. They're not fighting Ubisoft or anything, but there's a lot of money made this week. Sell the company to Blizzard. Blizzard's struggling enough with their own games. Have you seen the World of Warcraft subreddit? Blizzard is struggling enough to not have just a hostile takeover on their hands. Have a mutiny. This is on the verge of a riot. Why don't they just sell the company? Because Arctics. They legitimately probably should. Honestly, the smart move a handful of years ago, when they pivoted from becoming a developer to becoming a publisher, and started publishing other people's games and started pushing themselves as a publisher rather than just a game developer, that honestly, instead of doing that, it would have been smart to sell out to a larger company as the publisher to help cover the overhead and cover a lot of the overhead involved in game development, and use the cash cow that is AQW, the fairly low effort, honestly, the fairly low effort cash cow that is AQW, to continue being pushed while they use money flow from a larger head corporation to fund AQ3D and get new talent on the project to help push that game in a position where it could actually be successful. But that would have had to have been a business decision they would have had to make 3 or 4 years ago. So don't go to the World of Warcraft subreddit. It's a massive shitstorm. Terrifying place. Oh yeah, Arctics won't sell. For Arctics, this is a passion project. This is a labor of love, a passion project. He cares a lot about his company, and he's not going to sell. Arctics it won't sell. Because for him, it's not about the money. I legitimately believe for Arctics, it is not about the money. I don't know if I can say the same for other members of the company. But Arctics started doing this out of love, and I think that it has always been out of love. The problem is I think that love blinds him sometimes. I think that his passion and his drive and his love for what he's doing blinds him to the flaws that are going on, to the issues that have developed within his company, to the problems that have arisen over time, and to the direction his company has started to take. I think that the passion and the love have blinded him to the faults that have developed. I legitimately think that he is not in it for the money, but I think that it is that love for what he's doing that has caused a lot of these problems. The fact that he is not a CEO, that he's a nerd. He's a nerd who wrote fan fiction with his self-insert OC in Flash 20 years ago, and now he runs a company. That I don't think that it's that for him it's about the money, but I think it's that he is somebody who was unfortunately blinded by his love, blinded by his passion. Still no update. Still no update on the release. Let's go check Elena's Twitter. Testers are still running through the event. Okay. Testers are still running through the event. I mean, Malevolent's probably doing it. Malevolent's probably hanging out there. I don't actually remember what his mod name was. He told me a while ago. I don't actually remember what his mod name was. Because when you get a mod account, when you become staff, you get a new account, and you have to make a new name for your mod account. That's why Curval is Curval. That's why anybody who came up from the community to become staff had to get a new name. They have to get a new account for your mod stuff. Keep it separate from your personal account. I don't actually remember what Mole's mod account was. But he's probably running through it right now. because that's part of his job. He's a tester. He's a tester, so that's probably that's a decent part of his job, is going through these releases and finding bugs and making sure that the releases aren't just totally fucked on release. And good on him. It's a tough job. That bug testing is never an easy thing. So. Sleep is for the weak. Fine. I pull all-nighters more often than I should. But not often enough to kill me yet. No. For the same reason as why I get why you're asking the question, but anybody who knows me knows the answer to that. I am hesitant to even use the quest glitch. For my own sense of moral self-righteousness. Like, I will not play a private server. You don't look tired. I'm pretty tired. I don't look it because, like I said, I pull all-nighters more often than I should. In fact, pulled one last weekend. Probably going to pull one Monday? Because Monday is my birthday. So I'm probably going to pull one Monday because I'm going to have to wake up fairly early for breakfast with my family, and then I've got a date in the afternoon, and I'm going to go out for dinner again with friends later that night. Exactly. It's like me and the other 3 people who never used bots. Stand strong. We stand together. We never cheated. We never will. And we don't have a lot of the flashy items because of it, but damn, we did it honestly. It's not fair. There's a handful of people who legitimately farmed a decent amount. There's a handful of people who legitimately farmed a decent amount. Who went through and got AFDL and Necrotic Sword of Doom and BHL all legit without any botting. But that number is definitely not the majority. Oh yeah. Like, yeah. Like, you do not want to be Blizzard right now. You do not want to be owned by Blizzard right now. You don't want to be associated with Blizzard. They're getting shit from all of their properties. Papa Activision is getting in trouble over Call of Duty and Destiny. Blizzard is having issues with WoW, Hearthstone, Overwatch. Heroes of the Storm is actually in a decent place. People forgot the fact that StarCraft existed. People forgot the fact that Diablo existed. We'll get new additions to those franchises someday? Maybe? Probably not, though. Like... See, I have the time to farm. I just don't like to. I don't care. It's like, yeah, I could spend 100 hours getting this item, but why, though? Do I need it? Do I want it? Do I care? No. For me, it's like, yeah, I have the time. I could do it. I just don't care. Why do you think playing this game, but it exists to better games? I'm going to refer to my earlier statement of I think those are English words, but they made no sense in the order you arranged them. Hearthstone is just the RNG hell. Hearthstone is RNG hell. I don't play Hearthstone anymore because it's just so RNG based that anytime you have a CCG like that, skill will always be a factor. But for Hearthstone, RNG is so much more of a factor than almost any other card game. Coin flips determine the outcome of matches more often than player skill, and that is not a situation I want to be in. My favorite card game, I actually happen to have a deck box within reach, is actually Chaotic. This is a discontinued card game from the early 2000s. This was actually the very first card game to have a full online component. You could take your cards and load them into the online card game to play with your decks. And let's grab a relatively trivial card in case somebody wants to be an asshole. Every single card came with a unique code on it. That code could be registered on Chaotic Online to give you that card online. You could then build your decks from IRL, from paper, online, and play with people. There were leaderboards and online-only promos and rewards and real-life rewards and tournaments and stuff. And you could play real life, you could play on paper, and your collection balanced out between the two. It was wonderful. It was a fairly well-balanced game with interesting design. It had board game style gameplay, and I enjoyed it a lot. And then 4Kids happened. We don't like 4Kids. Basically, lawsuit, blah, 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 4Kids, blah, blah, blah. Game died, 4Kids. Still no event. Tired. Warframe looks good. I think Warframe and The Division are two brilliant examples of long-term game support done right. The Division and Warframe. Those are two games that got support years after their original release in these MMO light games. Two games that got support for years after their release, free support. Not just like, hey, we released another DLC, but free support, free updates, free additions. That actually changed things, that actually made a difference, that actually improved stuff, that wasn't just, hey, we put out another thing so you can spend money on. Like, legitimate, useful, meaningful updates for free years after the game's releases. And that's not something that you see a whole lot. Hey, what's up? I'm here for now. I'm probably going to pass out fairly soon because I've been awake for 20-something hours. And I was really hoping this update would have come out an hour and a half ago. I'm tired. I'm trying to celebrate the game's birthday. And also kind of my birthday, because my birthday's Monday. But I'm also tired. Yeah. Warframe was never a game I got into. Right around the time of its launch, I had a handful of friends who were really into Warframe, and they tried to get me into it, and I didn't enjoy the game at launch. I played it a little bit a while later once they had gone through and they did the whole revamp to the combat mechanics, to melee combat, to movement mechanics, to a lot of that stuff. and I had gone through and played a little bit at that point, but I was so far behind that the amount of time and effort I would have had to put into to catch up at that point, to go from basically starting at 0 to try and get to a point where I could actually play with other people, was such a massive gap and such a daunting sort of... I was looking at just such a daunting wall of stuff that I was like, can I do it? Like, do I want to? Yeah, that happens occasionally. People die occasionally on stream. Unfortunate. I'm not quite that crazy. Like, I've only been awake for like a day. I've only pulled an all-nighter. To die from exhaustion, you need to stay awake for like 3 or 4 days. I'm fairly okay. Worst comes to worst, I'll just go to sleep in my chair. I mean, they were paying respects. They were doing the right thing. Don't blame Twitch chat. Twitch chat is always right. Except when they're not. But they're always right. Most of the time. Where the fuck is this release? Elena, please. See, I don't have anything to drink right now. Since I finished off my last bottle of whiskey, I have not had anything to drink, really. And I've been too cheap to go buy another bottle of whiskey. Mostly because I have decent standards, and if I want to get a bottle of whiskey, it's going to be like $40. And, I don't really want to spend $40 on liquor right now. I do need some more whiskey, though. I do want some more whiskey. Highly recommend Monkey Shoulder. Monkey Shoulder and Four Roses. Yeah, we talked about Warframe a little bit. How I never really played it, but other people really enjoyed it. How it was a good example of how to do free-to-play games long-term. How do you support and do free-to-play games over a long span of time. How you don't just make a game for a year and a half and then be like, I'm done with this and move on. Ugh. I mean, that's kind of my thing with, like, TF2. I have something like 700 hours in TF2. Which is actually low. TF2 is a weird game. Saying, oh yeah, I have 700 hours in TF2, and people being like, oh, it's so cute, you're new. That's legitimately how the TF2 community works. I mean, when a game has been out for 11 years, that's what happens, I guess. But I'm honestly just kind of upset at this point, honestly. That the event isn't out yet, and it's almost 8 o'clock. Like, they pushed really hard. They pushed really hard. That event coming out tomorrow at 5. Tomorrow at 5. Not tomorrow at 5, guys. Everybody look out. Tomorrow at 5. Nope. Great whiffed it. Oh, and it's raining. Glorious, it's raining. Well. Okay. Saddle up here. Okay, everybody. Thank you for coming out today. I'm going to go get some sleep. But because today was fairly uneventful, I will be popping in for probably a short stream tomorrow once the event has actually come out. Gonna collect some things, run some stuff, talk through, and sort of show off some of the new things from the event tomorrow. Until then, thank everybody for coming out. I know this is sort of a weird event, basically. Not the game, but what's happening here was sort of a weird thing. Like I said, this is probably gonna be mostly the last time that a lot of people see me for AQW. For those who were not here earlier, who did not hear, who do not already know, I am doing a final class guide. The Berserker class guide is going to be uploaded probably fairly early tomorrow morning. I have just a little bit of work to do on that. I need to do some music, and I need to do a second editing pass on it just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So look out for that. The final class guide going up. It's sort of a nostalgic one, sort of in honor of both me leaving, in honor of the 10th birthday of the game. I'm gonna be rolling out the final class guide over Berserker. So keep an eye out for that tomorrow. I'll probably pop in and do a quick stream just to show off some of the new stuff and getting a handful of the new items from the event. But with all that being said, thank everybody who came out tonight. It really is meaningful to come back after like a year and a half to see the community still standing by me and remembering me and being like, yeah, yo, you were pretty good. You did a thing here that we appreciated. And that does mean something. That know that I stopped playing the game not because of the community, not because of issues with not because of issues around here, but because of Artix Entertainment. Because they sucked. And they still suck. But with all that said, thank you everybody for watching. Hope you all have a great day. And I'll see you all next time. Ba-da-ba.